Going live. We are live on YouTube, but I don't know what channel. So we'll see. We'll find out. And now we're going live on Twitter and my personal Facebook page. And now we're going live on the Chuck Jones Show Facebook page.
You're even bringing in your personal Facebook page.
It's all going crazy right now, my friends, on the Chuck Jones Show.
Jeez.
And we're on YouTube, but I don't know if which channel we're on. So
I'm refreshing. Give me a second.
It says we're live on YouTube on the Chuck Jones Show YouTube channel.
Sometimes it takes a second, but I'm refreshing and seeing what happens.
And then we're going to go live on Podbean in just a second here.
Oh, that's your personal favorite.
Podbean? Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's free. It's another one of those things that's free, so, might as well, right?
It's true.
Don't forget to hit record on the DAW so that we have this superb audio for the download, because that's what the people come for. And let's go into the comments section. Nobody's there yet. At least it doesn't have all the old comments from last week. All right, let's do this thing. So quiet on the set.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
You're listening to The Chuck Jones Show. Talk radio just for you. This is an iHeartRadio podcast. And now, quarantined away somewhere in Northeast Ohio, live from the Discount Wheelie Studio, here's your hosts, Chuck Jones and Steve.
So I was asked today why your name is Steve, and I said, well, it's the name his birth name, I guess. I don't know. Somebody asked me today.
Birth name.
Why is your name Steve? And I said, well, that's his name. So welcome.
You have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it, no.
Do they have a problem with that?
I don't think they had a problem with it. I think they just were confused because they're aware of certain facts, should I say, about your name. I don't want to
tell them it's between me and God.
I don't want to give too much away. So welcome to the Chuck Jones Show. This is Talk Radio just for you. We're live on a YouTube channel.
Yep, and not ours.
And it's not ours. It's because I know it's not right because Michelle's not there. So if anyone's listening, did you follow the link on the website? Did you do that, Steve?
To the YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to the YouTube. Why would I have to go to the link?
Because it all changed. It's a different channel now. So anyway, we're also live on Podbean. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. And Anchor is just chimed in on Facebook. He says, I guess no YouTube. We are live on a YouTube channel that's called The Chuck Jones Show. So I think I'm just going to I might have to start over.
No, don't do that. I'll look into it.
You need to fix this, Steve. I did this just for you so you could manage it.
I'll fix it.
So I explained it to you a little earlier. There's somehow two Chuck Jones Show pages because when I did this, it was supposed to migrate everything over and get rid of the old one so we'd have the new one that was branded, but I don't think it did that. So we are live
Steve's on the case.
We are live on a YouTube channel. But anyway, lots of stuff as always, to talk about on the Chuck Jones Show. What's up with YouTube, guys? Michelle's joined us. Thanks for jumping over. I greatly appreciate the fact that if you just missed it, Michelle, we're live on a YouTube channel called The Chuck Jones Show, but we don't know which one. There's two. So if you want to try and find it, follow the link on chuckjonesshow.com. I think it might take you to the correct page, but if not, like I said last week, we'll get it fixed by next week.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
I believe in us.
So in big news this week, it's actually not this week. Before we go on, I also want to say if you're listening, you want to join in, if you want to call in and talk about whatever, you can call us on Podbean, which is difficult, or you can do the easy way with your good old cell phone at 330-474-9833. And I checked it beforehand, and it works, which means no one will call, right?
Oh, this is weird.
What's weird? What's going on over there?
You're live on an identical Chuck Jones show.
I told you. I told you there's two that are identical. Basically, it made a whole nother show, but it didn't move any of the stuff over like it said the direction said it would, and it just made a new channel. So
amazing.
But you should be a manager on that channel because you couldn't be a manager on the original one.
I'm a manager on the old channel. I'm looking at it right now.
So I got to figure out a way to. Oh well. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us, Anchor and Michelle. We have Gloria listening in Florida, down in sunny Florida, where do they have the coronavirus down there? Michelle says, "What's the website?" ChuckJonesShow.com. Pretty simple.
I'm about to post it in the.
Pretty Chuck Jones. Chuck. I changed that link yesterday. So, anyway, on Apple Podcasts, they finally hit 1 million podcasts. 1 million. There are now officially 1 million podcasts on Apple Podcasts.
Amazing.
Robert's joined us as well. Hola. Robert is in Nashville, one of the greatest cities in this country, Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm not kidding. Beautiful Nashville, especially this time of year. Real close, only a short drive away from Jack Daniels, from Lynchburg.
Ooh.
Corona is raging in Florida. It's raging everywhere. It's not too bad here yet. Steve, do you know anyone who has coronavirus?
No, but I know someone who knows someone who has it.
You know someone who knows someone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
post the link.
I don't, as of yet, know anyone. My wife claims to know someone, and I'm not saying I don't believe her, but my wife knows a lot of people. So if she didn't know someone that had it, it'd be weird. So I'm trying some crazy stuff here tonight.
Oh,
I am streaming on OBS to YouTube. I'm streaming on Slobs. Yeah, that's right. And I'm streaming on Slobs through Restream to Twitter and my personal Facebook page.
Yikes.
And I'm streaming on StreamYard, to the Chuck Jones Show page.
You are doing
and we're
too
live.
much.
We're live on Podbean. Rest Stop has joined us again. I think this is 3 weeks in a row.
Hey.
Rest Stop, greatly appreciate you listening and chiming in. And yep. So, yeah, with 1 million podcasts now, I was thinking about it today. I was like, I love doing this. I enjoy doing it. So I don't really do it just to have listeners, but it would be nice. It's nice. I mean, I love it right now that so many people are listening.
You get good friends.
It just makes it more fun. If it's just me and you sitting here talking, we could do it. We could do this. We don't need all to do all this stuff. We could just talk. But but it just makes it a little. It's a little discouraging to think that there's so much competition out there. It's just insane, and it makes you think, well, what could we do to make ourselves stand out? But what could we do? I don't know. Just keep plugging away. We're at 6. If we don't have more listeners by 10, I'm quitting.
Really?
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm cheesing.
Yes.
If I didn't quit that other show after all the years I was doing it, I think I'm committed. Anchor and Michelle switched over to the YouTube, so they figured it out. Your link worked.
Yep, link worked. I'm looking at it. I see you.
Nice. So, yeah. If you join us on YouTube, your comments will be live on YouTube as well, just so you know. Your comments on Facebook are not live anywhere, so say what you want there on Facebook if you're listening. So, before we get into, talking about fun stuff, let's get the Corona stuff out of the way, right? This is like the first part of the show. Let's just get the Corona stuff out of the way.
Okay.
And the only thing that I have this week is, it was in the news. Do you remember I was talking last week about how they classify people who die? If they died in a car wreck, but they tested positive, they would put it down as a COVID-19 death.
Yes.
We talked about that last week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're finding out now that that's part of that is the government there's money getting paid out for this, and if you die if someone dies in your hospital of coronavirus, the hospital gets more money, and they get even more money if you end up on a ventilator and then die.
Jeez.
So, with that being the case, I mean, I think, like I've already said, I go back and forth. I'm bipolar with like thinking this is all crazy out of hand, and then next I can think, no, this is real. This is scary. You know, it's like Chuck volume needs to go up. Steve needs to go down. That's a problem we have on the Facebook, and I don't understand. I don't know how to fix it. So, sorry on Facebook, you just have to deal with it. Steve's too loud.
My volume is actually lower, or your volume?
No,
lower?
you're on Facebook. You're way louder than I am.
I even turned down my gain and my volume.
I don't think it has any. I don't think it has anything to do with. I don't know what it is because it's not. That's not the case in the other places that were live. It's something to do with Facebook. So, and like I'm sure Michelle or Anchor, could you let us know how the volume is over there on YouTube? That's coming from the same computer, so I don't know how to fix it. I wish I could, Rob. I really do, because I went back and listened to one of our shows on Facebook, and it is there's a big difference. So, but whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so if hospitals are being encouraged to mark people down as a COVID death to get more money, and everybody's in this phase right now, right? Everything is about, okay, well, we're doing all this stuff because the government's telling us, well, the government's going to pay us, right? Everybody wants money. Everybody wants to get their share of the pie, right? So that's naturally going to encourage people to fudge the numbers. So then does that mean that not as many people are actually dying of this? It's almost like it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
We need more money. We want more money because the government's making us shut down. And so now we're going to fudge the numbers, and the numbers get fudged. And now it looks like we got more deaths. Now we got more, it's crazy.
Volume's fine on YouTube, by the way.
What's that?
The volume is fine on YouTube.
Yeah, I figured it was. I went to look into that, but it's just, I had a whole week. I had 9 days off, and I didn't have time.
Wow. 9 days off.
I had 9 days off, and it's looking like I might get another 2 sets of 9 days off. We'll see.
Who knows?
Who knows? I'm at work this week. Steve is not. So.
Heyo.
Yep. So.
I've done a lot.
I got so much done last week in the studio. I can't even begin to tell you.
And yet you made a whole new YouTube page.
And yet I screwed up the YouTube page big time. But one of the things, we started talking about my personal life last week, which I don't mind. Yes. I don't mind doing. This is a Chuck Jones show.
It's your show.
It's a Chuck Jones show. So we might as well talk about Chuck Jones. I'm not normally a person who sits around and talks about myself, but I started my own podcast, so I might as well, right?
You might as well talk about yourself.
I might as well. So one of the bands that I was in California in the late 90s, Bishop Jones and the Suicide Kings.
Yes, I remember them.
Myself and the guitarist that I worked with in other bands before that in Altered State, we had decided in the late 90s we were going to do something less heavy, more pop, more palatable to the masses, because we really wanted to make a living doing music. Mm-hmm. So we toned everything down, and we found this amazing singer. Her name was Mandy. I haven't been able to find her on Facebook, but we couldn't find a full band. We couldn't find a drummer and bass player to make the full band. So while we're trying to find these other players, we decided we were just going to do the acoustic coffee shop thing. Okay. And we actually had a little bit of success. We had a lot of fun doing that. So we played a lot of coffee shops and small venues and stuff like that. And then we ended up recording a 6-song CD. It's all acoustic, right? Mm-hmm. So for many, many years, ever since I set up my home studio, probably 8 years ago, no, 6 or 7 years ago, I wanted to take that CD, that music that's just guitars, acoustic guitars, and vocals, and record a full band. Record electric guitars and drums and bass and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could never do it because when we recorded it, we didn't use any kind of tempo. So we just recorded it, which sounded fine. But you put it into a software to put drums with it and stuff, and you can't do it, right? So I kind of put that on the back burner, and then just recently the software head was updated to where there's a tempo thing that automatically judges the tempo and changes.
Ooh.
So I was able to. Last week. I just started working on it. I just went crazy. I got 4 of the 6 songs done, almost completely done, and I might play one for you at the end of the show. We'll see. Depends on how good you guys are. If you're good tonight, I'll play one of the songs at the end of.
Anchor said you joined a '90s boy band, huh?
I joined a '90s boy band. I wouldn't know. Definitely wasn't. It was like I said, just myself and another guitarist, and then we brought in the female singer. So not a boy band. No, nope, no sir. But it was a fun time, and I screwed it up like I did most things.
Now this was in California.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
In 1992 is when the band I was in, Altered State, the one I told you about last week, and then that kind of fizzled out. And then 95, I moved back to Ohio, and then we were here for a couple of years. And I decided I really, really wanted to make music my life because I always have since I was little. So I moved back to California to work with the other guitar player, Paul, I was telling you about. And that was in 98. We moved back. We made that CD in 99. And in 2000, right as we went into a professional studio and recorded a professional CD, Bishop Jones did, that I play on, but then I left and then moved back to Ohio. And then I guess after that, they actually got a full band together and played around a little bit, but then that fizzled out. So. But I pretty much, every time I got close to success in bands, I would leave. I would screw it up. Just didn't stick with it, I wish I had the same tenacity then as I do with podcasting.
You would have been a big hit.
Who knows? Probably not, but probably not. You never know. So what happens when you breed a donkey with a zebra? Do you know what happens? You know what you get? It's not a trick question. It's not a trick question.
Tell me.
You get a zonkey. There's a real animal called a zonkey, and I should show you. If I'm not ready to show pictures on YouTube, but it looks like a donkey, and then its legs like slowly start showing the stripes until it gets to the bottom of its legs and it's fully striped. Look it up. Look up zonkey. It's just, I thought it was funny, and it's a really cute little animal. It looks weird, it just looks like someone photoshopped it, which maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe it's completely.
I'm scared. I don't want to do that.
I want to be the zonkey king.
You want to be the Tiger King?
I want to be the zonkey king. I don't want to be the Tiger King. So something's going on over on Twitter that's not working because Slobs is telling me that a lot of stuff's not working. So I just got to go back to the old way. I got to go back to the old way. So, Steve, how the hell are you, man? How the heck are you?
Feeling, whoa. Feeling good, man.
How's your 9 days off been going?
So far, so good. Let's see, what have I been doing? Been breaking grounds on my gaming career. It's taken off pretty good.
Well, can you explain how's it taken off?
I'm getting an audience, so to speak.
Yeah.
Most of it's friends, but there's probably at least 2 or 3 people in there who are not my friends. But I've been trying to learn the art of Twitch, and if you don't know what Twitch is, it's not really a gaming broadcasting website because there's so many different categories within the website that some are gaming, some are people are, putting on a concert with 4,000 people in there. It's all sorts of things, but majority it's known for gaming. So I play a couple of games and I stream them just like we're streaming our podcast. And sometimes I have 7 people, sometimes I have 1. It's interesting though, but I'm almost to the point where I can start getting paid to play video games.
Kind of like you're getting paid to podcast, or like, let's say I'm getting paid to podcast because
Yes,
we're up to
you're getting
59
paid.
cents.
Mhm. It's exactly like that.
So
Pretty interesting.
So have you made any money so far?
I have to get to the point of what they call affiliation. When I become an affiliate, but I am 0.6 views away from being affiliated.
0.6 views.
You need an average of 3 viewers, and I'm 0.6 away. I'm at 2.4 average viewers.
So what happens when you make that?
That's when I'm an affiliate. I can start getting money.
How much money are you going to get? Is what I'm saying.
Well, there's like you have to bank up to, I think, a certain amount, which I think it's like $100, and then you can cash out. It gets cashed out from there.
Okay, but how much money are you going to make? So say you just get over the amount you need to be affiliated.
Mm-hmm.
What like on Anchor, we're basically going to get like 4 cents every time somebody listens to the show.
Yeah.
If they hit play on Anchor. They can't listen. They can't listen to it. Other places. It has to be through Anchor.
Yeah. I think it's like an ad is like $1 or something like that, $1.29 or something like that, if I remember reading correctly. But you don't get a payout until you hit that deposit level, which I think is $100 or something like that.
Well, on Anchor, we can cash out.
Is that confusing to you, sir?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm doing technical things here at the same time. I had to dump the Twitter and personal Facebook feed. It wasn't working.
Good.
So I'm just, and I asked on Facebook, on Facebook, if the volume difference between you and I was a problem, if it was ruining the experience, and somebody named Kayla said not for me, but I think she's biased. So
really,
I don't know if I could believe her.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not.
So yeah, so I guess what I'm missing is, so you
Yes, Grandpa. Get it out, Grandpa.
Stop it. Get some help.
So how long would it take you to get to $100?
I don't know. That's the fun and the small goal of mine is to see how long that'll take, because you can get immediate money if someone were to donate or I guess pretty much tip you for entertaining or whatever, or you can build up your money with watch time and with ads and stuff like that. But someone can come in and donate $100 anytime they want to. But the other part of being affiliate is then you have the capability of running the ads, but then also people can subscribe to your content, which is like I think it's like $5.99 maybe.
Oh, so kind of like Anchor, you can go to our page on Anchor and donate 99 cents a month, or $4.99 or $9.99, that kind of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And once again, asking for your financial support.
So what do you think about Joe Biden and the sexual assault charges?
Is that it? That's all? I'm done with what I've been doing? That's it. I can talk about that one thing.
I'm sorry. It just it just came
glad
out.
I'm boring you. With
No,
my
it just came
weekend
out.
of staying at home, being safe.
Now, are you staying at home? Have you gone anywhere?
I went on a walk because it was a really nice day on What day was that? Sunday, maybe? Monday. It was either Sunday or Monday. I went on a walk. The weather's really nice, and I have a very fit and active wife who loves to hike and walk, and I'm the polar opposite. And I knew that if she was stuck inside with me on such a beautiful day, she would want to kill me. So I mustered up the energy and we went for a walk.
So who is the one who goes grocery shopping?
I went since the COVID thing. I went twice, and we've went twice.
You can't go at the same time. That's against the rules.
We have.
You can't.
We have.
You can't. It's against the rules.
We have.
And that's a fact.
And so were many other couples.
Well, I haven't been anywhere except work since 2 Saturdays ago when I went to the grocery store. And I have not been anywhere else anywhere. I drove my wife to our tax people, and she got out, went in, and gave them our stuff, and came back. That was it.
Did she touch the door?
She did, but she was very careful. She left hand sanitizer on the car, on the back of the car, on the windshield. So when she went in, she came back out. She didn't have to touch anything till she hand sand. And yeah, but I've been living the life. I've been living the dream, really. It's the reality of this situation for me.
You're very introverted.
Living the dream.
This is an introverted dream.
Sometimes I feel guilty. Like, we're going through a pandemic, and this has been like the greatest thing ever for me. I'm getting off work paid every other week. I don't have to go anywhere. I can just stay home and do the things that I just want to do. And I get to hang out with my family, and all my family's all that. Money is not a worry. I got a bunch of money put in my bank account. Why? I still don't really get that whole thing. I understand the stimulus thing, and they want us to spend money. Now, I did spend the money. We went out and bought a 2002 Buick LeSabre. I told you about that.
You got the Buick.
I drove it to work this week.
Oh, while you're hiding that
Grandpa's driving the Buick.
Yeah,
That's right.
Grandpa don't understand Twitch. Grandpa
That's
driving
right.
the Buick.
Yeah, I don't understand Twitch. No, I'm kidding. I understand what you're talking about over there. I don't see. I'm the boomer, quote unquote, generation that I still don't even get how it's entertaining to watch someone else play video games.
Now if we can save this topic for another time, because that is the epitome of it doesn't make sense. You don't understand that.
It doesn't make okay. So you understand it.
I completely understand it.
You understand why it's entertaining to watch someone else play a video game.
Yes.
Now, see, even when I say those words, I think to myself, well, it's entertaining for me to watch someone else play football.
Right.
So I guess
yeah. That's exactly one of the main counter arguments.
So I guess I get that.
And people are like, well, I don't understand how you can pay to watch someone play video games. Well, people pay hundreds of dollars for pay-per-view events of men in tights hugging each other.
I'm not sure what that last comment was about. Men in tights. Oh, wrestling. Okay. Professional. Well, that's all fake. That's not real.
Whoa.
Whoa, don't give me that.
These are professional athletes who get paid.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying
entertainment.
I am not saying they're not professional, and I am not saying they're not athletic. I'm saying that they're fake. It's fake.
That's not very nice. These people are worthy of their millions of dollars because of their fake hugs, half naked. So you can see there, just by argument number one, how someone who is attracted to watching muscular men, sweaty, oiled up, hugging each other in underwear.
Which I don't understand, by the way.
Okay.
So just
It's entertainment. That's
keep
why
the
it's
record
called
straight.
World Wrestling Entertainment.
I've never understood why people watch wrestling at all. Even real wrestling, none of it makes any sense to me.
It's 100% solely based on two things, and in regards to video games. One is entertainment. Two is the person is so highly skilled that they are drawn to that person because they feel like they can learn techniques or get better by watching them play and adapt to their skill level.
How can you do that?
Listen, because, and I'll reverse this to your world, how people will pay $400 for a master class on someone who's playing the guitar, even though there's millions of other people who play the guitar. They're drawn to this one person because of their skill set, and they'll dish out $400 to take one lesson from a guy or whatever. It's the same thing.
There is a slight difference, and that is if you're just watching somebody play a guitar, you can see their hands, and if they stop and explain things to you. But a lot of the videos I see my son watching, they're not explaining anything; they're just playing. I mean, they might tell you, if you go over here and open this chest, you can get a 6-pack of Budweiser or whatever,
Yeah, there's like little tips. There's like little tips and tricks.
Most of them, you can't see their hands. You don't know what they're doing with the controller or the computer or whatever. So
some people do have a camera on there, which I find stupid. It's just it's all like, just tell me your strategy, tell me how you play the game. But it's like, for example, there was a kid, 16 years old, who won $3 million playing Fortnite, and all these newscasters were just like baffled at how can someone make that much money playing video games? Why are they filling up a stadium of people watching this video game? And it's 100% because of entertainment or because of skill, and or either way,
Yeah.
The reason why I was drawn to Steve Vai is because I've never seen someone fingerstyle play the guitar that fast in all the guitarists I've ever watched. And that's the only reason why I continue to watch Steve Vai to this day, is because he has this skill that no one else has.
Yeah,
that's why I'm entertained by that. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that one day. Same thing with video games.
Yeah, I just didn't grow. I'm a boomer, even though I'm not technically not.
I'm glad
but
you said,
I'm technically not.
no.
Makes you happy, huh? Makes you happy. Well, on that note, we're going to have to take a little break, and we will be right back on the Chuck Jones Show. All right, welcome back to the Chuck Jones Show. I'm Chuck Jones, and you're listening to the Chuck Jones Show. So, yeah, that was my little break there. That'll be on the audio portion, but we don't really take a break. So, yeah, if you're listening, go to chuckjonesshow.com. That's where you can find any link to anything you need. We're live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Facebook, YouTube, and Podbean. Jay Will has joined us on Podbean along with Rest Stop. Appreciate it. You can always call us at 330-474-9833, and there's a call coming in, but it's not, it didn't make a noise.
Uh-oh. From our main number?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, this is something different. I don't know what that was. But you can call us at 330-474-9833. I just looked up at it and was making a weird thing. Anyway, and you can also call us on Podbean if you want, but I might not answer that. I don't know. Enrique, if you're listening, call now. Don't wait till 8 o'clock, okay? Enrique calls every week when we're getting ready to finish the show. So
maybe he's getting off of work when we're like about to be done. That's probably why.
Maybe. So I only have one other thing I wanted to talk about tonight.
Okay.
And we don't have to do it right now if you got some more stuff you want to talk about. We missed Chuck Norris's birthday in March. And I have a few things that I wanted to share about Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris facts. We have 20 Chuck Norris facts that you may or may not know or have known. I guess we might as well do this now, right?
Sure.
Number 1, Chuck Norris threw a grenade and killed 50 people. And then it exploded. Mm-hmm. This is the top 20 Chuck Norris facts that you may or may not know. Chuck Norris's leg was once bit by a cobra. After 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra died. Now, I don't know if you are aware of this or not, but Chuck Norris is 80 years old. 80.
He's old.
Now
AF.
he is actually a boomer. He might be in the Greatest Generation. I don't know.
Probably.
Is he too old to be a boomer? I don't know. Chuck Norris doesn't try to survive a zombie apocalypse. The zombies do. Okay. I think you saw that one coming. Chuck Norris can kill your imaginary friends.
Whoa.
This is really showing my boomerism too, right? Doing Chuck Norris jokes, because these have been done for years, right?
I'm waiting for a coronavirus one to pop up.
I don't think this is that updated.
Oh, really?
Chuck Norris can set ants on fire with a magnifying glass at night. At night.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Chuck Norris once went to Mars. That's why there are no signs of life. I need a cricket sound, too.
Yes, please.
I do.
Wait.
That's a fact.
What? What's up? What's going on?
Hold on.
This is one of those weeks where I wish somebody would call. There you go. Nice. Perfect. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you?
I think there's about 50 different crickets in
Can
here.
you cue that one after every one of these that I do?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Chuck Norris knows Victoria's Secret. Yeah. Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He decides what time it is. That's not bad. I haven't heard that one before. I haven't heard that one. Chuck Norris created giraffes. Chuck Norris.
You create those jazz.
Chuck Norris created giraffes, the animal, when he uppercutted a horse. Chuck Norris doesn't cheat death. He wins fair and square. Chuck Norris puts the laughter in manslaughter. Wow. It's maybe one of the truly worst bits I've ever done.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Chuck Norris can kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
I've heard that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah. Chuck Norris has a diary. It's called the Guinness Book of World Records.
Wow.
He's 80 years old, and he's still, and people are still making jokes about him.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Norris found the last digit of pi, and I don't even understand that one. That's for smart people, I guess, right?
I think because isn't pi an infinite number?
I guess. I mean, that would make sense if Chuck Norris could find the last one.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody could find the last one, it would be Chuck Norris.
Better believe it's Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris can hit you so hard your blood will bleed. Chuck Norris doesn't worry about high gas prices. His vehicles, they run on fear.
Wow. You paused there for a long time.
Dramatic effect.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Norris can delete the recycle bin. That's handy. That's handy. Chuck Norris can strangle you with a cordless phone.
Wow.
Chuck Norris can squeeze orange juice out of a lemon. And last but not least, the top 20 things you didn't know about Chuck Norris, who turned 80 in March. Chuck Norris was nimble. Chuck Norris was quick. But Jack still couldn't dodge Chuck Norris's roundhouse kick.
Stop it. Get some help.
You worry me.
We have Michelle on YouTube says Chuck Norris hit 11 out of 10 targets with 9 bullets. Thanks. That might be the funniest one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Nice. So here we are, Chuck Jones Show, live. And, anyone can call us anytime, 330-474-983. If you're listening, you want to talk about anything going on in the world today, if you want to tell us about your life, if you want to call us on Podbean, I'll answer. So, What else you got going on there, Steve?
Wow. I just feel weird that
Wow.
what just happened where I tried to explain something, you cut me off with Joe Biden, and
What?
then we go off on
I didn't
something
cut you
else, and
off. I let you finish.
you never came back to it.
I thought we did.
No,
We didn't finish the Twitch conversation.
nope,
Well, what was to be said? I thought we finished.
nope.
Okay, are you making me feel bad now? Can we finish?
You should, because there was consecutive weeks where you gave me some BS story to make me feel like I was getting some good news or a sad story, and then you lie. You say, it's just a joke. So
Are you talking about?
this is-
Are you talking about
this is karma.
when I did something with dramatic effect for comedy
Yes.
purposes,
Yes,
and you bought it? You believed it? Is that what you're saying?
Terrible comedian. Terrible comedian.
Well, all I know is you're right about that. I'm not going to deny that. Obviously, it's really hot here in the Discount Wheelie studio, so I took my shirt off. My coat off there. Not taking my shirt off. Everyone relax. Not taking my shirt off.
God, please, no.
I won't.
No.
I won't.
They're watching him, but you got two angles on the camera too, man.
Yeah, we got
Better
the
watch
double
out.
view here. On YouTube, you get to see some of the studio along with what you see on Facebook.
And
So-
what shirt you're wearing?
It's just
You
a
took it
standard
off.
gray shirt. It's no big deal. Don't get excited.
So, anywho, about Twitch.
You wanted to? Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So I've been experimenting with that, and I realized that just like podcasts and anything else you try to do on the internet, there's no possible way that you can ever make enough money or become popular doing it.
That was a
It's just
complete
It's
accident.
so saturated.
It's kind of like what I was talking about podcasts.
I included that in the category.
I accidentally hit the drum thing, totally by
Thanks.
accident. I was completely
This is why I don't talk on this show.
no.
I just-
Come
I get-
on, man.
I get all.
I
this,
reached
you know.
over to mute my thing with my left index finger, and my middle finger accidentally hit the
Yeah.
drum thing
You did it
because
again.
I had a loogie to hawk, and I didn't want to do it live
Jeez.
on the internet.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
it's Carlisi Games. If you want to check that out, you're subscribed.
What's
Under an
I thought it was
alias.
the Black Chief.
Yeah, I changed all that. I thought that would be one of the things.
I thought you
that
were cutting
stops-
edge. I thought you were cutting edge.
It was, but I thought that was the thing that stopped me from getting views. is
Really?
The name.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
Why?
I mean, yeah, come on.
Why?
People,
You can't be the black.
Cleveland Indians. And
You
all
can't
that
be the
stuff,
Black
and-
Chief.
Nope, that's
That's
very
as silly as the Land O'Lakes taking the Indian girl off their logo. Did you hear about that?
I did. Yeah, I did hear about that actually.
I don't understand when there's absolutely nothing racist about something. It was actually a very flattering picture of an Indian girl dressed in the clothes
Mhm.
that they wore back then, and they've been using that logo for like 100 years, and they've taken it off because it's racist. I tell you. And I thought the
good.
Black Chief thing was pretty cool, and I don't see how that. But well, you know what? I mean,
Hey, it's okay because I've been getting more views since the name change. So
And
I'm
I'm-
okay with that.
I'm not criticizing you because obviously, I started a new show to
Yes.
distance
thanks.
myself from something. But see, I can't do stuff like that because it makes me I'm racist. You could do it, right?
I could be racist.
No, you could do something that seems unwoke. Well, you could be racist. I'm not saying you are, but you could do something that seems unwoke, and people won't say anything about it because you're a minority.
Minority.
Yeah,
Ah,
I do it.
yes.
I do audio blackface, and people lose their mind and say I'm racist.
It's not good, man.
So you're just one tiny minnow in a giant ocean of Twitchers. Do they call them Twitchers?
Yes. Yeah, you could call them that. Sure, why not?
I'm a boomer. I call them whatever I want, right? Twitchers.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you pronounce Pokemon, Pokimane.
I
as
don't.
Well.
I don't say that word, so I don't need to know how to pronounce it. So, so there's that.
Pokimane. Yeah. Anyway, so if you want to hop back over sometime and watch me entertain the masses, feel free.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Not for very
It's
long.
fun.
Not for very long, but I
No.
will.
They have other things on there too. Like, there's a bunch of musicians. There's people who do karaoke. There's interactive games, community games. There's a bunch of stuff on there. There's people drawing stuff. It's kind of crazy how wide that platform has gone. There's just no possible way to ever get anywhere.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like the whole because here we go again of my age.
Okay.
When I think I want to watch some entertainment, I just don't think of doing that kind of stuff. I don't think of watching YouTube or Twitch or any, I think of watching TV shows, which I feel like I'm very cultured. I finished a whole series, a foreign series on Netflix. I watched
transition.
Kingdom. I watched Kingdom that Steve recommended I watch, and it was really good. It was really good.
Please.
It was
I'm
great.
all ears.
Yes, it was good. It was good. Now, it's a little confusing. Now, I watched it with the overdubbing or whatever you call it in English.
Subtitles?
Not subtitles. Yeah, and only because when I hit play, it was already there, right?
Oh,
It was
okay.
already. I don't know if I could have changed it, but I thought, I hate reading, so I'm just going to go with this. It's a little annoying watching foreign films when the lips don't match up to what they're saying, but I've learned a trick. You just don't look at their lips.
Yeah.
You look at their eyes.
their
You look at their
toes.
eyes or something else in the scene, and you won't notice. Now, it was a little hard to follow because a lot of the names, like all these things take place in all these different cities and camps in Korea. And I don't know what time frame this was, but it was definitely like colonial era,
Yeah, it was late 1800s, I imagine.
See, I thought it was maybe earlier than that. In fact, I know it was. I would say it's more like 1600, maybe 1500. Because they
had guns.
They had gun. Well, we've had guns for longer than that even, but by the 1800s we had a different kind of gun, and the guns they were using was some of the very first guns. So, but anyway, they had all these different town names, and they got confusing because of the Korean pronunciation or whatever. And then one of the downsides of watching something in English that's a foreign film. A show might have 100 characters, and I think they hire 10 people to do the voices. You know what I mean? So some of the voices sound so similar, and then the fact that Korean people look alike. You know what I mean? It got confusing, especially the first few episodes. Was that racist? Did I just step in it again?
Yeah.
Did I just step in it again?
He stepped in something.
Wow.
I'm kidding. They don't all look alike. But actually, some of the guys, like the main character guys, had the exact same beard. You know what I mean? The same, everything was very,
Same
very
hairstyle.
similar. Yeah. But, once you get into it 6 or 7 episodes in or whatever, you know who's who. But it was really good. It was good. It was, I haven't been impressed by any zombie movies or shows for a long time because it's just always the same retread, same thing over and over again. This is very different. If you like zombies and you're kind of tired of it, I suggest checking it out. I'd be excited.
Wow.
I'd be excited to see what happens in season 3 if they ever do it.
Man, that is.
Is it music?
That hits my heart, man. That hits my heart.
Music to your ears.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. I never thought I'd hear you say it.
It was good. It was good, and it was impressive. The acting was impressive, and the
You know what
story
I'm saying?
storyline was very impressive. Yes.
Did you not almost cry when the security guard got whacked?
If I had any critiques of the show, I think they tried to get a little too dramatic in a few scenes, and when that happened, it was way too over the top.
Way too over the top.
Way too over the top. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you lose. That's what happened to The Walking Dead. They were going along really good, and then they just start with these weird storylines and unbelievable things. I know that sounds silly to say an unbelievable thing amongst a fiction thing that isn't real, but he got the crap kicked out of him and shot with like 100 arrows, and he's laying on the floor in this room, and he's certainly dead. And the next scene, he's wandering through the woods with the building was nowhere in sight, and it just happens that the other guy is there, and it's this big dramatic. It didn't. There were some other scenes that were very good and dramatic, and it's a well-made show. It's a well-made show. It's worth it.
See, now, would you go as far as saying possibly for the first time in your life or second time in your life, that I was right and you were wrong?
Yeah. Well, what was I wrong about?
Mm.
I could definitely say you're right. It's a good show.
Mm.
But what would I be wrong about?
Mm.
Because I never said it
Give
was
me
a
a
bad
second.
show because I hadn't seen it.
Just give me a second.
You'll take half anyway, right? Is that what you're saying? You'll take the first half. You were right. It's a good show,
Wow.
worth dealing with
Wow.
the subtitles or the overdubbing, however you choose to watch it, is a good show. It's a good show.
Thank you.
It's called Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Kingdom, not The Kingdom,
Hold on.
just Kingdom on Netflix.
And not Last Kingdom, because that's another
Right,
show.
just Kingdom, and it's a zombie show that it was great. I'm not going to give the plot away because
Were you surprised?
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they threw some stuff in there, and then like the one point when the you thought they had the premise set, and then they changed it. They flipped it on you. It's like, oh man, now what are they going to do?
Yep.
And one of the actresses in that show that played the nurse, I recognized her because she was in a show on Netflix called Sense8, which was
Oh, you know what? Yeah, she does
Yeah.
look kind of from. No,
Yeah.
you mentioned that.
which Sense8 was a really good show too, especially the first season. Then it kind of got weird in the second season, then they canceled it. But Sense8 was a very LGBTQ friendly show. Very, very promotive of the LBGTQ PMSTOV LMNOP community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, elsewhere in the news, did you hear that Walmart's selling more tops than bottoms?
What?
Walmart is selling more tops than bottoms because so many people are working from home and video chatting with workmates, and so people are buying new tops and not new bottoms.
Oh.
That's a true thing. And I saw
Interesting.
a video of a newscaster who was sitting in his chair, and the camera panned back too much and showed that he didn't have any pants on, and that was live. So
Jeez.
he was quite embarrassed.
Yeah, you can't risk it in those type of situations.
You would think that no one would. Like, how hard is it to put on pants? You know what I mean? When I'm home, when I'm on my furlough 9 days at a time, I put pants on every day. As soon as I get out of bed,
You got kids though.
as soon as I get out of bed, I put pants. I guess well, no, even if I was alone, I'd still put pants on. I'm not a weirdo.
I doubt it.
I'm not a
Doubt it.
weirdo.
Doubt
That's
it.
weird.
My dad, who was when he died, he was like 47. Anyway, always underwear, always, all the time,
Just underwear.
all the time.
Wow.
I mean, he's a single dude, so he's a bachelor, I guess, but always underwear. Even when we're over, always underwear.
It seems a little, I don't know. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do
I
it.
think you.
I don't think I would.
You got what? 3 more years? 4 more years?
Till my kids are out?
Yeah.
Well, my youngest will be 14 next month.
Okay.
So if she left when she was 18, I got 4 years.
4 more years.
But my oldest one, who's moving out this weekend for the 5th time, but instead of moving to France, she's actually moving to an apartment here in town. So
Oh, nice.
she's actually moving out. I actually have to move her stuff for her.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she doesn't have a
So
lot.
you're back to having your own space again.
No, nothing's really going to change.
Oh, okay.
My wife said, "Do you want to move your studio up to her bedroom?" I'm like, "You kidding me? Are you
That's a
crazy?
lot of work.
Are you crazy? It's taken me years to actually get this to where it's working for me good right now, and lugging it all upstairs. And then there's no internet up there. What am I going to do about that?
You would be probably a lot less blazing hot like you are right now.
No, I'd be way worse in the summer. It's like 1,000 degrees up there in the summer.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
You don't have central air, do you?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
The problem is it doesn't, like, we got to crank the central air up to air condition the top floor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, in about once the AC starts cranking, it'll be nice and cool down here, and it's actually comfortable down here right now. I just had a coat on; I had to take off. So
Sure.
So, Hot Mama joined us on Podbean. Thanks for joining us with Jay Will, and I believe Rest Stop's still with us. I appreciate everyone who listens to this show, the Chuck Jones Show. We're live every Wednesday. At what time? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard on Podbean, Facebook, and YouTube. No more Twitter and no more
Get that
I can't.
outta
It's just why do I keep doing this to myself? Now I got to fix the YouTube channel, or maybe I don't. I don't know. Just bookmark both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, Steve, what else you got for us?
I have something very interesting in the news. If you don't mind me talking about, do we have enough time?
We got about 5 to 10 minutes. You take your pick.
All right. I found this one interesting and funny because it tackles a very important person in the television history. He's a doctor.
Joe Biden?
No, he's Joe Biden's not a doctor, but he solves a lot of cases, and his name is Dr. Phil. You may have heard.
Oh, Dr. Phil. I have heard of him.
Are you
Better known
delusional?
as,
Do
Phil
you suffer
McGraw.
from a mental illness?
Phil McGraw.
Yes.
That's right. His real name's McGraw
Just like Tim McGraw.
or Tug.
So he said last week, I meant to talk about last week, but you know what happened. He said 45,000 people a year die from automobile accidents, 480,000 from cigarettes, 360,000 a year from swimming pools, which I'm confused about that one. But we don't shut down the country for that. And he said, but we're doing it for this, aka coronavirus. And the fallout is going to last for years because people's lives are being destroyed. So he said that in regards to coronavirus, basically saying, coronavirus shouldn't be this big of a deal. Hundreds of thousands of people die for this, and we don't shut it down. So basically, he's hating on the people, everything that's happening because of coronavirus. So recently, social media has decided to call him Mr. Phil from now on.
Because, jeez.
Because
nobody gets out alive.
The internet, and they want to cancel anyone they can whenever they can. So they dug up and found that he is not a license to practice PhD.
He never was, or he just
was. It was a very, very long time.
So he
ago.
let it lapse.
Yes, probably because of the show and his television career, or
Right.
whatever. So now everyone is referring to Dr. Phil, infamously Dr. Phil. He's now Mr. Phil. So just make sure if you're ever addressing him that you now call him Mr. Phil.
Mr. Phil. It's kind of like when we found out that Bill Nye is not really a scientist.
It's crazy, man. These people. How do you just do that though? Like, I understand a lot of people do call themselves doctors and they're not, or but for him to just take on that persona for forever, and like people address him as Dr. Phil, to him call him Phil.
Well, if you get a doctorate in something, doesn't that make you a doctor for life? I don't understand how it works.
I imagine so, but if you're not licensed, I don't know. But he apologized, of course, for his comments.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the social media community decides to ever go back to calling him Dr. Phil. But
They will. They'll forget about it in a week.
for now, he's still Mr. Phil.
Yeah. Nope, he'll always be Dr. Phil to me.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
It's crazy. Now, I don't agree with what he's saying about the coronavirus thing. And my wife showed me tonight, before I came on here and went live, she said, look at this chart. And it showed deaths in New York City. And it went back to 2016, and it was by month. And the chart went from barely visible to this giant 6-inch spike in the last 2 months.
Jeez.
So, remember when we were in like week 1 or 2 of this new show when this started. And remember I was saying, well, we'll see how it pans out compared to H1N1 10 years ago. And H1N1, 12,000 people died in a year. And at that time, we were at 500 deaths in America. What are we at now? Do you know?
I think we just hit over 1 million in America, right?
Not deaths.
Oh, deaths. I don't know about deaths. I know cases we got over 1 million.
Well, let's look it up. Might as well. Only take a
Pull
second.
it up.
It'll only take 1 second, and we are at 61,361 deaths. Now, we just talked earlier about, is that number real? But even if 10,000 of those were bogus, that still is over 50,000 deaths in, what, 3 months? Not even 3 months, maybe? I don't know when the first case was. I think it was mid-February, March. So, yeah, 3 months, 61,000 deaths. Now, 123,000 have recovered. And, yeah, you were right, 1.06 million cases. So, I think it's worse than the regular flu. All these people that keep saying that, I think it's worse. And, you know, you can't compare what the things Dr. Phil was saying. Notice I called him Dr. Phil?
Better watch it.
I think if you get a doctorate, you're a doctor forever. Anyway, you can't compare all those things that he's saying and other people are saying, well, we don't shut down the government or everything for this or that. If we didn't, can you imagine where we'd be right now if we hadn't shut all this down?
Oh, dude.
I mean, I would say it easily be 4 times that much, easy. And then it would grow exponentially because the hospitals would be full of people, and then other people would be dying of other stuff because they weren't getting medical attention. So I don't know. I really feel for, and I really understand the anti-government type people that are saying the government's overreaching. I get it. And I do feel that myself sometimes, like, you know, this is too much. We shouldn't be doing this. But you know what? If we all just did what we're supposed to do, the government wouldn't have to make us do it. So I don't know. Americans sometimes just have such an attitude of, I'm not going to do what you tell me, government, screw you, even if it's for my own good.
Yeah.
So.
It's true. It's true. Like all the people protesting, forgot where it was. They're like, open up my state. I need a haircut. I need to go to the salon. Open up my state now. It's like, geez.
Well, you need a haircut, so
I do.
I think you'd be right there with them. No, I told you.
I'm not rushing that.
I've already told you that. I actually feel guilty because this is so far worked out so well for me, and I hope it continues to work out that well for me. You know, so.
Hey, it could. You never know, but eventually you're gonna want to go see who do boomers like the evil Grateful Dead. You probably want to see them.
No, you know, I was actually
concert.
had tickets to go to a concert in Youngstown.
For the Grateful Dead?
No, on May 4th, May 4th, which is next week, or the 5th, I don't remember. It's next week, to see Volbeat and Clutch, 2 great bands.
Baldy and Clutch.
Volbeat. Gosh, and Clutch. And that got canceled, so yeah, I'm not going to that. But I love coming home from work and not having to go anywhere. And now I don't have to, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. Rest Stop asked, hey, what side are you on with the COVID-19? I'm against it. I'm against COVID-19. I'm on the side of not COVID-19. And he also wants to know, why does Steve hate boomers? Steve, why do you hate boomers so much?
I don't hate boomers.
Well, Rest Stop.
I hate people who words. I hate people who think they're better than other people because of their age. And that's why I think the okay boomer thing is funny, because it addresses that you're just a boomer, you're too old to understand, and you're going to die soon. And that's funny.
Watching you say that, which unless you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook,
I had to be as nice as possible.
Well, it looked like you had memorized it and you were trying to remember.
No,
the
I was
next
just trying
line.
to say it as nice as possible as I can.
So you're saying the okay boomer thing came out of the fact that some older people act like they know more than they do, and they try to push their way onto younger people. Is that what you're saying? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, there's always those videos of like, and also being a millennial too, that they usually push it on us when it's not our generation, it's the one after us. But they're always like, the millennials don't know how to work. And I used to work in the mines, and I'm better than this kid because he's a millennial, blah, blah, blah. They're self-entitled. I was like, where's this coming from?
Well, I fully understand why the okay boomer thing came around, because so many older people refer to anybody younger than them as a millennial.
Right.
Like you
Yeah,
just said.
exactly.
Like you just said, anybody younger is a millennial, and all these millennials, they don't know how to work. Just like you just said, I understand all that.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I once worked with a guy, an older gentleman who was very wise, very knowledgeable, and he was kind of a mentor to me. And there was another younger guy working with us. He was younger than me. He actually looked at this guy one time and said, just because you're older doesn't mean you know stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't working there very much longer, but I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Michelle says, hey, Chuck, I heard a Talk is Jericho episode today that is all about Barren Cross. You should check it out since you're a big Christian metal fan. Yeah, Barren Cross was a pretty cool band back in the 80s. Not sure what she's talking about. A Talk is Jericho. I don't get that. So you have to rephrase that. But yeah. So it's about time to wrap this baby up. We're at a minute 5.
A minute 5.
A minute 5. We're at a minute
1
5.
minute 5.
And I said I was going to play, if you were good, I would play that song for you. Do you feel like you deserve to hear it?
That could be the outro song.
It could be the outro song, but I have the other. But I'll play it. It's only 2 minutes and 57 seconds. So this song was originally just acoustic guitar and vocals, and I took it and I turned it into this. And I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know this is I wrote the music and the lyrics, and yeah, this was over 20 years ago. This is not available on iTunes.
I think you know why. There's a tear in my eye. I think you know when this pain did begin. You left me standing here, all alone and tired. Yeah, yeah. I know you don't care how I get by now. I think you know who. Can I live without you?
I would ask you for your thoughts, but you've been listening to The Chuck Jones Show. Go to chuckjonesshow.com to listen, download, stream, and subscribe. This podcast is available on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Chuck Jones Show. We're live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States. You can join us on the Podbean app. Until next time, adios amigos. I would ask you for your opinions, but I know what you heard probably was pretty crappy audio, so you'll have to go back and listen to the podcast to get beautiful. So actually, I'm pretty proud of it. Actually, turned out pretty good. The version that I did there, it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard. It took me about 6 to 8 hours to do that. Let's put it that way.
Gee.
To take all that. So, all right, this has been the Chuck Jones Show. Thanks so much for listening on Podbean. Rest Stop, appreciate it. J. Will, Hot Mama, if you're still there. I don't think she is. But anyway, we're here every week at 7 p.m. Join us next week again, if you will. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
And everyone who's listening on Facebook, thanks, appreciate it. Gloria, Kayla, Robert, and let's see, Michelle and Anchor, but they left. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again next week. Giggity. And to our most important listeners over on YouTube, Anchor, and we're going to make Anchor an official gold member tonight.
Hey, I knight thee.
Gold member. It didn't cost you a dime, although you could go to Anchor and donate 99 cents a month. Or just listen to the show. That'd be great, too. All right, we'll see you next week. Again, I don't know what YouTube channel we'll be on. Probably this one.